Okay, I'm looking.
I know for a fact I wasn't a premature baby. I do know that. Right? Because you think a premature baby would be the one with the ills and,
Yeah, all the medical problems
can't
and
have
everything.
spinach, can't take
Yeah.
steps 2 at a time, allergic to Rice Krispies. No,
Mouth
none of
breathing
that.
all the time. Yeah.
I came out 8 pounds 11 ounces. My mom talks about the day I was born where I just fucking wrecked her hips. My mom used to be a dancer, and I think I put it into that. They should have C-sectioned me. But God, dog, man, I am fucking hanging, not from drinking.
Wow.
I'm sitting somewhere yesterday. You seen Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Smokey takes that PCP weed
Yeah.
and he started shaking like that? That's what I started doing, just out the fucking blue. I couldn't stop.
Wow.
Out the blue, man.
Wow. You got to be careful with that PCP weed stuff.
I don't know if Chicago infected me on the way out the door.
I'm going to say yes.
You going to go with that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's always a smoky horizon in Chicago when people take pictures of it, so I don't know what's in that air.
City has a smell. Definitely has a smell. So I didn't do what do the smart people say? What is Neil Michael DeGrasse? Is that his name? Neil Tyson DeGrasse. What's his name? Neil Tyson?
I thought it was Neil Michael.
No. Neil Tyson DeGrasse? What's his name? The smart
DeGrasse.
guy. It is DeGrasse?
Yeah.
Was that a TV show?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's where Drake started.
Okay.
And he was in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. Now he's like one of the world's biggest rappers. You see him rambling. So I didn't go through the emails, but, so I'm going to pull this one up. I got Midwest BS. Keith and Wood, after escaping from Boston, I'm surprised you, Keith, would venture into the mouth of the beast that is Chicago. All for a look and I'm sure a touch of the famed MJ statue. Statue's gone, and it's in Indiana. I have a hard rule that if the floor is sticky, you don't go in the bathroom. Keith, you learned a valuable lesson that day. For two that don't GAF about the royal family, you sure did talk about them. I'm sure there's more to come on future podcasts. Good episode. Love Jamathan. And that's all I got. I'm not digging through these. Let me tell you something. I've noticed Jamathan, he's been on good lately. So it probably won't be this one, but I'm getting a great here. I'm finding a great with Jamathan. It's coming back. Wood, quickest email read ever. That's the emails.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, that takes us to our Snaggles, which is, for me, well, let's start with you because that seems to be the easiest one.
I have not one, but two 33.8 fluid ounces of water and one 12-ounce can of Sprite.
Oh, wow.
That's what I have. And no alcohol. I haven't drinking in 3 days. I am fucked the up.
And I'm drinking something that you brought me as a product of Chicago. Reinhall La Normandie. I don't feel like I'm pronouncing it correctly, but La Normandie, the woman from Normandy. This was a, what was this? They said apple brandy, apple cider. It's really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's special edition as well. I'm sure that you didn't drink out of the bottle because I like to think that I didn't get 3/4 spit and the 1/4 of just the apple brandy. But either way,
it would taste good if that's the case. I wouldn't do that.
Either way, it's delicious. I didn't get much of it, just enough to make me want more of it. Hold it up to the old camera there. Oh, there it is.
You got it?
Yeah, right there. So it is Reinhall La Normandie apple brandy.
And let me just say they're really proud of that bottle, and I'll just leave it at that.
Well,
what the fuck?
It's a green bottle.
This is definitely a sipper.
Yeah,
definitely a sipper. It's not a chugger, man.
No, it is
really
not. It hits a little harder than most that you would find around, but it's actually very, very delicious. And because it's already gone, I am chasing it with an Ace Perry craft cider. This one's actually pear.
Okay.
It's a pear cider. It's pretty good. It was given to me as a gift.
Are you drinking it in honor of the Aces winning the WNBA title?
I was, in fact, because I follow the WNBA so closely.
You should be the sick one all the time, not me. I mean, to look at this, you think you run, so you got that going for you, so you can run away. But after a while, they're gonna get to you.
Yeah.
You look at us, the apocalypse. I put my money on me. Not today. Definitely not yesterday. And fuck Friday, I just kill myself.
Yeah.
But I get these fucking things, man, where I don't even know what the fuck this is. Oh my gosh, I feel like shit.
Well,
but I'm here.
Yeah, and it's very well felt that you don't feel well. But either way, that brings us, that's it, our Snaggles. And our first up is Tiger Claw Tattoo, guys, 801-410-4245. They're over there in Mill Creek, accepting new clients, old clients, returns, and whatever else kind of clients. I just had a voice crack because I think I'm going through puberty as well.
That's a cool logo.
Go check out Tiger Claw Tattoo. Get yourself inked up. You won't regret it. We have MVP jersey framing. I actually have a phone number this time, 801-910-7556. That's mvpjerseyframing.com. They will put all of those beautiful jerseys in frames. If you want to put your Tom Brady jersey in a frame after winning 2 in a row to start out the 2022 season, hit him up. He'll put them in a beautiful frame for you. Lastly, we have Kick Rocks Clothing. That's Instagram.com/KickRocksClothing. He's doing some pretty incredible digital artwork as of late, and that's going to be out soon. So you'll definitely want to keep up with him to get yourself some of that beautiful product that is right around the corner. So, yep.
Yeah.
That's our sponsors. It is the sponsors. However, I need to take a moment for us in this segment. So if you have skipped ahead 30 seconds on the old Apple podcast player, or 50. Does it go 30? It goes 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah, and 15 back.
Yeah, so I'm delaying just a minute so that you can catch my voice thinking that the ads just ended, which they did. And what we have now, though, is the So What You Saying closed door sessions. I know I've mentioned it before that it was Anchor and Spotify. Well, we now have partnered with Apple Podcasts, and we are you could subscribe to the Closed Door. Whew. Yeah. You're affecting me. The closed door sessions on Apple Podcasts, you could subscribe over there, same price, $3.99, or you could do the yearly pass, which is $40.99. That saves you a little bit of money to do it for the year. Either way, you could do it on any platform at this point, and we know a large portion of you listen on Apple Podcasts. So $3.99 a month's not that difficult. Just skip, your Starbucks latte on Sunday, and there you go. One Sunday a month.
I can't believe people pay that much for fucking coffee. Can't you make that shit yourself?
$5 a day. You can. Yeah.
Just as good. But what is it? The convenience and walking around with the container?
I think so. It's a convenience and a status. But if you skip one Sunday a month, you've already subscribed to us. $3.99 piece of cake.
And people buy that every day.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $100 a month.
Easily.
Wow,
and some people spend more than that. I'm pretty sure people budget that in their monthly to quarterly incomes.
I vaguely remember when I was a kid. Vaguely.
Okay.
I remember there was stores that wouldn't sell kids coffee.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. I thought I was fucking going crazy.
I remember going into the 7-Eleven when I was a kid, and I was younger, and some of my friends tried to buy coffee, and they said, nope, you can't, without a parent. So they went back, which was a bad marketing idea because then the kid would dump it, but then my friends would go over, they'd fill it up with coffee, then they'd fill up the last little eighth of it with hot chocolate. So when they presented it to the cashier, they said, I use the same cup, it just has coffee smell, but you can smell the hot chocolate, and they'd sell it to them and walk out with that.
Here's an era where I used to walk to the store with $1 to buy my mother cigarettes, but they won't sell me coffee.
Yeah.
They won't sell me coffee.
No.
But I can go get cigarettes. Matter of fact, the cigarette machines outside, you get coffee at fucking 8 o'clock at night on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Weird times, man.
Yeah, it was strange. That was strange. So anyway, that's my piece for our subscription to the closed door sessions that are quite insightful, if I do say so myself. So, yeah.
Okay. This is going to sound weird, but let me finish. I'm fascinated by racism. Okay. I am. The fact that somebody can look at you and say, we all judge people. I'm going to look at you, I judge you. And there was a time back in the day when you looked like you would definitely wear a skinhead. Because I just watched American History X. You ever seen that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Great fucking movie.
Yeah,
great
it's
movie.
great.
All right, but he had the look that you have now.
Yeah.
So back then you were definitely that. But
yeah, you couldn't, back in the day, if you...
White guy.
Yeah. If you were losing your hair, you had to let the sides stay.
Yeah.
Because if you took it off, if you took it all off,
skinhead. And then the other tell was the black boots and white laces, and probably the swastika and the screaming at me that I want to go back to.
Yeah, maybe that, maybe some lightning bolts and 88s.
So I study a lot of things pertaining to it, and sometimes I think I talked to you about this before. I gotta watch myself because things, they're still out there. It's still out there. People hate people just because they're Asian or because they're fucking Irish, I mean, whatever the case.
For any nonsensical reason.
So where I'm going with this is how do we get rid of that train of thought? Is it all the words that were taken away? Is it words like you talked about the Commanders and the Redskins and the Indians and who are they now?
The Indians are. You mean the Redskins and the
Commanders? The
Commanders?
Redskins are the Commanders, and the Indians are now who? The Indians changed their name, Cleveland Indians.
Oh, I didn't know that they did.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I'm behind.
And all right, I get it because that Chief Wahoo was, he was an effigy. He was a,
right.
Guardians. That's what
they're.
Yeah.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah.
And that's not cool. I get that. Now.
No, sure.
It's the guy that's not Native American sitting here saying, the Redskin one, that was supposedly a proud warrior. Whatever. I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
Whether they should have changed it or not.
Right.
My question for you is, how do you feel about Cracker Barrel?
Well, growing up, I just thought that the Cracker Barrel was where you went to buy crackers, like Triscuit and a Biscuit and Ritz crackers and things like that. As a kid, that's what I thought it was. That's where I thought you went. Okay. And then I realized, no, it's an actual restaurant with mediocre food that's overpriced. But you're calling it the Cracker Barrel. I don't understand why we haven't changed it, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
It has a lot stronger connotations behind it than just like what I thought of it as a kid. So why isn't there an outrage over that?
Okay. Albeit, I talked to a racist one time. I had a one-on-one conversation with him. No violence. We just spoke. And it was really cool. I wish I could do that more often. And he said it's a compliment. He said because cracker was the sound the overseer made when he whipped him. So when you call a white person that, it's a compliment. So there's both sides of that. Now, you're in more, predominantly white circles than I am. Because even if I'm in a predominantly white circle, I'm still the black guy there.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
So
you're in all white circles. Do you guys talk about stuff like that? Is that something that you guys are like, what the fuck, man? You can't have this. Is that ever brought up?
Like as far as like saying the word like cracker?
Yeah, with the restaurant. Would you guys protesting that?
No, nobody I think gives two shits, to be quite honest with you. They're just like, whatever.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. Like even if somebody were to call me that in a derogatory way, it just I'm sorry that you feel that way. That's unfortunate. It doesn't have any effect on me.
It doesn't have any effect. That's a good way to put that because it hasn't been used to quote unquote put you down.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's derogatory.
It is
from a certain person to another person, but at the same time, it doesn't like ruin your world. Like you don't hear that and think of your grandmother being called that or your uncle, shining somebody's shoes and they hit him in the head with a nickel or something.
Right. Yeah.
You don't have all that history with it. I was just curious on that.
There's a lot of history obviously behind that, but if you think about that history, so it's really hard. So a lot of the examples you just gave right there behind that word is because the other word that begins with an N, all of those things happen to those people.
Right.
Okay. So the name or what people would call a cracker, that came about because like you're gonna call us this, you're gonna treat us this way, this is what we're gonna call you, but the white people at that time, they're still on top.
Yeah.
Look, I don't give a shit what you call me.
Right.
I'm still on top.
Bill that hay, right?
Yeah. Like I still own you because that's what it was. So like over the years, it's really hard to flip that script with that word like that because at the time that it was given, the people didn't give a shit. And now it's not a word in my vocabulary that's ever really used. I can maybe one time in my entire life, I think somebody's yelled at me like derogatory.
Really?
That was weird. Weird. Okay. And then I continue about my life. Now I understand the meaning, but it just has no effect.
One of the most miserable times in my life was when I I was driven from Boston, Massachusetts to fucking California. In California, I love you, the way you support the podcast, but I hated that fucking state and city. And I remember we stopped at a restaurant called Sambo's. And you went in, I'm like 6, 7 years old, and you went in, and it was all that shit. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You knew exactly where you walked in.
It was all that shit. And we walked in and grabbed a menu, and it was the bug-eyed, real dark guy, and with this grin and all that stuff, and welcome to and I'm 6, 7 years old. And I'm like, what in the hell? Well, I swear then, what in the fuck is going on here, man? And, the person that was driving me was just, it's time to eat.
Yeah.
Time to eat.
Yeah, we're going to eat here because this is where we're at.
What year did that place go out of business, I wonder? Because that was the 70s. So I'm going to say Sambo made it at least to the 80s.
Sambos.
Sambos. It was founded in
Okay.
57.
Let's see.
I like the way it says fate. No, go right there.
Oh.
1981, bankruptcy.
Yeah. You know what? Do you see that? He was the original owner of the New Orleans Jazz,
Really?
which is now the NBA or the Utah Jazz.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So he made a lot of fucking money off that shit, man.
Yeah. Sold it over here. Woo.
And abandoned Sambos was cleaned up and used for a scene in the movie Edward Scissorhands. Glad you cleaned it up. Would have been a different movie if that was the
Yeah,
case.
that's true.
You know?
I don't think it would have done as well.
My whole thing is I think, if we have conversations like this, I'm sick, so I don't know how funny I can be. And I'm sitting here, I got a fucking skull cap on and sweatpants and 3 shirts, and it's 83 degrees outside. Dude, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not going to keep going back to that.
know.
But if I fall out on this equipment,
Okay.
I just want people to know why.
Okay. I'll try and make it clear. So since we're on that, you asked, and if people go back, I think it was 3 episodes ago, I want to say, we talked about the BYU Duke volleyball game, and you had asked me, did we talk about it on the regular show or did we talk about a closed door? I'm pretty sure it was a regular show.
I think it was a regular show.
You asked me to keep up on that, and I've been doing my best to keep tabs on that, keep up on what's going on with it. Turns out that BYU found no such evidence of a racial slur ever being, 1, chanted, or 2, just said to the volleyball player.
Jussie Smollett, huh?
So there's a lot of history between the godmother that put that out and, her feelings about these kind of things. But there's no evidence. There's no audio, there's no video, there's no actual report other than her statement of it. I mean, she's digging her heels in, saying it happened, but there's nobody on the other side that's actually accused of it.
Right.
It was a blanket thing like, hey, somebody was doing this. First it was everybody was saying it, and then now it's somebody was saying it.
Everybody records everything now. So there would have to be
That was the
video
biggest thing.
documentation.
That was the biggest thing. To follow that up now, let's fast forward to from then, I think that was like the 9th or something of 8th or somewhere in the early part of September. We're not that far into September. I get it's like 2 weeks ago. But yesterday, BYU versus Oregon Ducks. BYU ranked, got spanked by the Oregon Ducks. Thank you, Oregon Ducks, for spanking the shit out of BYU because can't stand them.
Okay.
Anyway, but as the game is about to end, it's kind of in the end. I think it's in the 4th quarter. The Oregon student section starts yelling "F the Mormons,"
No shit.
chanting it.
Damn. Was this at BYU or Oregon?
At Oregon. But before the game even ended, there's video of it surfaced.
Correct.
So why would there be video evidence of that surfacing and not the other? What? Maybe something didn't happen the way it was said it would happen?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or a lot of people, there are people out there that saying that BYU's burying it and hiding it. However, I believe this current day and age, if that's being chanted,
You can't hide that.
that's going up before that game ends.
Yeah, you can't hide that.
And then someone's going to be called out on that shit. We need to have whoever said that, you need to be like that's the person.
Yeah.
You're a racist asshole. You know. And then, but it's a religion, and yeah, it's not that big a deal.
So, do you think the F the Mormon thing was because of the alleged situation?
I wonder if that was part of it.
Or was it just that they don't like BYU?
I think that's the biggest
Simple
part of
thing
it.
to do. That's
Yeah,
a simple thing.
I think a lot of people don't like BYU necessarily, especially when they're ranked, because they're an independent for this last. This is our last year independent. I think they're going to the Big Ten.
Okay. Ooh, damn.
But then, so I think it's partly because they're just a religious independent school and they're not Notre Dame. And secondly, I think it's because I believe that it has some backlash on the Duke thing.
Okay.
So everyone's going to jump on. Oh, you're going to do that to them? We're going to do this to you. Doesn't make any sense, but that's the world we live in, I suppose.
All right. Little Mermaid. You said that's Halle Berry?
Yeah.
The new Little Mermaid? You can't go wrong with that. It doesn't look like her, though.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a lot of edited. Well, but it's live act. You can't put Halle Berry under the ocean and record a clean, clear video because it's an ocean.
Right.
You can't put anyone in that. First of all, you have to have air because humans will,
funny that way.
Yeah. I mean, there's that whole oxygen thing. And then, it's water. So unless you're, it's murky water. So you're not going to record clear. So there's a lot of CGI. So she looks a little different.
Uh-huh.
But apparently there's a lot of controversy behind it. Now, I haven't personally seen any of it. Everything I've seen has been very positive. And the thing to do is record your little one. Remember, these are little girls. Some little boys,
okay.
but little girls. And they're about to watch a Disney show, a live-action Disney. And they're excited because it's a live-action Little Mermaid. Now, I have daughters, little ones.
Yeah.
And anytime something Disney comes on, they get excited about it. So they're recording these little girls' reactions to Little Mermaid being black. A lot of positive. A lot of, and a lot of people are recognizing she's black.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Okay, because for decades, we're used to seeing Ariel as a redheaded white girl.
Right.
So I think people would expect if you're going to do like a live action show and you're going to replicate the original, you're probably just going to keep the original.
Okay.
And you do something different, I think there's going to be, oh, I didn't expect that. Cool. We move on. Guess what? Little girls, 10 and under, don't give two shits who's playing that part.
Right.
What they care about is they have a live-action Little Mermaid. So the next time they see Halle Berry or someone that resembles her, they're going to say, it's the Little Mermaid. They don't care. But we as adults, we got to make it a race problem.
Yeah. I remember when Will Smith's movie, The Wild Wild West, which sucks, by the way, the original guy
I wanted it to be so good.
You did?
Yeah, because I love Will Smith, and I thought the show concept was really good, but poorly executed.
Fall in line with him. He'll slap the shit out of you. And people were up in arms because I think it was James Garner that played the original, and I remember there was talk about that, and people were pissed about that, and there was something else too. I think was it the Equalizer? I don't know. I mean, things change, man, right? And,
but then for years and years, honestly, now I'm sure I could go down a dark path and find a negative reaction to her being the Little Mermaid. I know that's out there because there are shitty people out there in this world. There are racist people out there. But if you look back over time through a lot of movies, different races play different races all the time. Like they represent different races. But I mean, if you want to go all the way back and do Blackface, which is a no-no, like let's not be doing that. But like that's what they did back then.
John Wayne played Genghis Khan.
He did. Yeah.
The only people that need to stay black and white are Riggs and Murtaugh. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't want a white Murtaugh and I don't want a black Riggs. I want it just like that.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I could
don't fucking change that shit.
So in 10 years when they reproduce that, keep it the same.
Keep it the same.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be making another one. And they're doing another Beverly Hills Cop, number 4. And he's got all the characters, I guess, that are still alive.
Is it going to be the same? Same characters then?
Yeah. Yeah. It's with Eddie and everybody.
That's going to be...
Well, it's scary because number 3 sucked bad.
Yeah. And current times, I don't know if you can get away with some of the jokes they had in like 1 and 2.
Fuck.
So...
Shit's still funny, man.
But it was very good, so...
Shit is still funny. Hey, let me ask you I know we're supposed to stay on topic, but I'm sick, so I don't see straight right now. So we milk cows, right? And
well, not us specifically, but
exactly.
Yeah.
We drink cow milk, and people milk cows.
Yeah.
Boy, how come we don't milk dogs? They're right there. They're convenient. How come you wouldn't have a dog that you milk? I mean, what? It's a cow.
Yeah.
It's a dog. They're both animals. Why wouldn't you? And then you have your own milk. Don't look at me like that. Would you drink dog milk?
No.
Yeah, why? Because why? Because you've been drinking cow milk.
No, yeah, but I've been conditioned to drink cow milk.
Bingo.
However, if we were conditioned to drink dog, and I've drank goat milk, it's okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
But I'm saying the dog is in your house. You could call the dog over and just squirt off a couple of ribs, right, and then send her on.
So I have eaten horse. I'm sure I've probably eaten a dog.
Fuck. But you wouldn't drink dog milk? Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to insult you.
Well, I don't. I currently have 2 male dogs. If I'm drinking their milk, I got a problem. They call that a fetish.
We don't have a cow. We got a bull.
What a great show.
Yeah.
But I think it's just how we're conditioned. I don't necessarily, if we were conditioned, what I honestly think it is dogs are held in higher regard than humans most of the time. And so, those poor babies. People think that, like, domesticated animals are untouchables. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still just an animal.
Right.
When I can
except for my dog.
Except for yours. Yours is not. Yeah, yours is a person.
Thank you.
But when you could go to a place and just purchase it and bring it home, dies, and you go purchase another one, till that. I mean, we were there one time.
Right.
We're not there anymore.
Right.
So I think that's why. I think people, but you're in my home. Why? Some people have a hard time. Like, after chickens are done laying eggs, they have a hard time killing a chicken and eating it. They'll give the chicken away for someone else because that gets become part of the family.
Okay.
So I think that's why. That's why a lot of people sell cows or sell pigs, because they don't want to kill part of their family. So I don't know. Milk of teats is milk of teats. Like, if it comes down, if it, like, apocalypse hits,
right back to it, full circle.
I'm gonna find me a titty and drink that milk. Even if it's my girl's titty or it's going to keep me alive.
Somebody else's girl's titty, right?
Yeah,
you don't give a fuck.
She's breastfeeding over there. Get out the way because zombies are coming. I need some milk.
Was walking around with a recording of a baby crying who starts lactating. Yeah. Attacks him. Fucking weirdo. Oh, shit. And I want to talk real quick about Amazon Prime. Okay? Mm-hmm. Thursday Night Football is now on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
NFL doesn't give a fuck about you.
Nope.
I'm going to NFL. TV, I'm going to ESPN, I'm going to fucking ABC, NBC, CBS, Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
So I found a fucking game, and here's what pisses me off.
Okay.
Here's what fucking, what do they say, rattles my cage. How's that? Yeah. How old did I sound there?
I'm pretty old.
Oh, I'm fucking sick. They still got fucking commercials. Give me behind the scenes shit.
Yeah.
Walk up and down the sideline and talk to a fucking bench player.
Yeah. I'm paying, I honestly, ever since I've been paying so I don't pay for cable anymore, but even when I was paying cable, if I'm paying you to give me this show, then show me behind the scenes. Why am I watching other advertisements? I'll give the Super Bowl a pass because whatever, it's the Super Bowl. But everything else, like, Amazon Prime, I pay you a yearly subscription for that bitch. Show me the other stuff. You know what I found on ESPN when I watch it online, though, is they'll show me usually one ad that's kind of relatable to the NFL, and then it just plays the shitty music that says, your broadcast will be back shortly, and it's like,
yeah.
I would take that over some
commercials.
Others.
Yeah. When I saw the commercials, I was fucking irate.
But you know what it did to me yesterday, speaking of ESPN, put them on blast, these assholes. I'm watching the Utes game, University of Utah play, and it's a good game. They're playing San Diego State.
They win?
They won. Good. They won 35-7, I believe. Okay. And I'm watching it, and I'm enjoying it. It's the first quarter's about to come to a close. They go to a commercial. I get that. Your broadcast will be back, and it's playing that loop. It's there for like 5 minutes. I'm going, there's no way in hell at the end of a game it's this long, or at the end of a quarter. And so I go and I'm about to go up and refresh my screen. And I'm like, well, I can't refresh it because I know it's still active. All of a sudden it comes back, and I'm watching like some local broadcast of like BYU, what's that? Curling thing.
BYU has a curling team?
I think that was what it was. That was some stupid sport that nobody watches. I'm like, okay, ESPN, how the hell did I go from football to this garbage and BYU to boot?
So now you're pissed.
Yeah. So I have to restart the whole damn thing to get my game back. And now they're halfway through the second quarter, and I'm pissed off. So the game's changed.
And then after that, to waste time.
Yeah. No.
Should not be that hard.
I don't want to leave my chair.
You know what they had on ESPN2 the other day when I was looking for the fucking football game? And I found out it was on Amazon Prime. They had the National B-Boy Championship. And they had a fucking referee out there. I shit you not. So you had two dudes, and they start. Yeah. You know how they do it? Like, they fucking tease you and shit, and they stop, and the other dude fucking does his thing, and he stops, and they do the leg shit, right? Yeah. And the ref's like, oh, easy fighters, easy, right? So then the ref points to the guy on his left, and the guy comes out and fucking kills him, man. He's jumping on his head, spinning on his face, all that shit, right? And then the bell goes off, and there's three refs there. Not three refs, three judges. And, they judge him and all that shit. And the other dude's standing there, and he's just keeping beat. And then it's his turn to go. And he comes out there, and he does his fucking thing, right? And you can't get too close.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, because it's aggressive.
He comes over with his wavy shit, you know what I mean? And gets close, and ref's like, hey, back up. So he got dock points. I'm just like, yo, first of all, hip-hop has come a long way to make it to ESPN. Second of all, who the fuck's watching this?
Yeah.
Except a guy that's lost looking for Amazon Prime.
I would say third of all, I've watched some of those battles where like the guy dancing undoes the belt of the opponent, like rips it off, or he rips his shirt off, or pants his
don't touch me.
Like that's the shit I want to see. Like if we're gonna put a dance thing on ESPN, let's make it a real battle.
I tell you what.
Like I want guy A to dog the shit out of guy B, that he gets angry and comes back and borderline fights him.
Right.
And then like he's tearing his shirt off in the front. And then he climbs in it and like has sex with his inner body and jumps out.
Yeah, I know the shit you're talking about. It's the 80s movies, man. Yeah. All I'm saying is these motherfuckers can dance.
Yeah, they can.
But, I mean, should it be on ESPN? Is it a sport? I think breaking is now in the Olympics, right?
Yep, it is.
So there you go.
It is a sport. I would agree with it.
All right. Full disclosure, guys. We're going to record back-to-back episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to let you know. So, I didn't dig for emails this week, so don't
expect one next week.
Expect one next week. Holy shit. So 103 fever is what I had. Walking around like a fucking man.
Yeah. You ought to. Till it's 105, I don't want to hear shit.
I did call my mom. I'm like, Mom, my skin hurts. You know, your mom, man.
What do I do?
Yeah, no, not what I do. I just want to whine to her. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Well, what are you doing now? I'm laying down. I need more blankets. Now, my mother doesn't live in the States, so she's like, oh, okay, well, turn the heat up and get some blankets. And her thing is, put the blanket over the floor vent. I was like, damn, there we go. There's Mom with it.
Yeah.
And I sure did scoot over to the fucking floor vent, and I was sweltering. It felt so good, man.
That's hot.
I'm a mess. Anyway, is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. And guys,
did you say that's hot? Did you say
yeah, that's hot. Not hot like it's getting me hot and bothered. It's hot like I'm sweating thinking about it. I'm sweating looking at your ass, for that matter, with a beanie on. Anyway, guys, for those of you that have been watching live here, we're going to have a short debate here whether we do next week's episode live. I don't think so, but, stranger things have happened. Also, if you stuck around this long, we're going to do this will not be broadcast live because it is subscription only, a closed-door session. That will be number 7. So if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. Just go to Apple Podcasts, search up SoWhutChuSayin. If you're listening, you already found it. Hit the little subscribe button and then let Apple Podcasts do its magic. And everyone that was here and hit that like and shared, we thank you so much. And with that, Keith, even though you're sick, it's much better to have you here in studio than it was to have you remote from Chicago. And for that, it has been a pleasure.
We out.